am I lying or am I telling the truth? Really, we love this. Like we love talking about which powerful white person we're associated with because we don't believe in the core of our soul that we're capable of ever having that power. Like it's unrealistic. It's unrealistic to think that a black man or black woman can ever truly be equal to a white person, or that a black institution can be equal to a white one, because they're so well capitalized, and their history is so rich and powerful. How in the hell can we ever compete with that? Well, see, that's the problem right there. You're not only are you entering into a game that is hard to win. I mean, white people are good at building companies and stuff like that for sure. But you're reducing your odds of ever even having a chance to win because you're eliminating from yourself from the game before it even starts. Like, so you got to understand the thing about capitalism and racism, which are like brother and sister, and how they run America, is that it's a bully concept, right? Like the whole history. If you look at the history of Europe and how they think like bullies. And the thing about a bully is that the bully's goal is not just to kick your ass. The bully's real goal is to convince you that he can kick your ass. So even if he ain't got no bite, he gonna bark like hell. He's gonna be big and look at me, and you ain't nothing, and he gets in your head before the fight even starts. So a lot of kids think about this. I don't know if anybody ever got bullied. I don't know if anybody's ever gone through this. See, maybe you had to have gotten bullied to know what I'm talking about. But like a lot of times you're scared to hit the bully because the bully, you're scared that he's gonna hit you back. So you give the bully what he wants, your lunch money. You give him your lunch money. He punches you in the face. You don't retaliate because he's going to punch you even harder the second time, right? So you kind of allow this domination, this subordination, this subordinated relationship to exist. And that's what we do economically. The white male in America, unfortunately, is this big, powerful capitalist bully that dominates you and controls you and uses his money to control every aspect of your life. You don't dare challenge it because you question yourself. You don't know if you have the skill. You don't feel like you have the resources. You don't the courage to, like, I don't know, how do I compete with that, right? So they win the competition not because they actually win, but they win because they convince you to fold your cards before you even play your hand. And I will just tell you that that is without a doubt one of the greatest mistakes that a community can ever make. That's one of the biggest mistakes we make. It's confidence and self-esteem. This idea that somehow we are less than and therefore we can't compete. So when I say, hey, I created the Black Business School and we want to be one of the greatest HBCUs in history because we're going to be 100% Black owned, and we're also going to go right to the wealth. We want to go right to the wealth. We're going to the power, to the ownership. We're not going through some gatekeeper. We're talking about how the kids can own the asset, how they can buy the stock, how they can buy the real estate, how they can run the business and be the boss and not be the employee. Well, that just seems weird and unrealistic to some people. And it does, and it is kind of a David versus Goliath sort of thing because, we don't have the budget of a big white institution. We don't have their money. But you know what I have? Where I don't have money, I have confidence. Extreme amounts of confidence. I confidently feel I can do more with $10 million than they can do with a billion. I know these things, right? And I also feel that it's important to understand that you live in a new age. You live in an age of technology. You live in an age of opportunity and possibility that you never had before. So if you can adapt, if you can consume information and adjust and pivot and partner and work together, you can plant the seed for things that are absolutely extraordinary. The other thing too is you got to understand that none of this stuff is built in a generation. That's another thing that gives me faith and confidence every time I get up and say, yeah, I run an institution called the Black Business School. Well, we've had some success. We have 250,000 people around the world that believe in us. So that says something. But the easy part about the thing that makes this very easy is because I know I don't have to do it all by myself, and I don't have to do it all right now.